You've been watching our life here in northern Sweden for a while now, but if we're honest, we never really introduced ourselves. You see where we are now, but not how we got here. And to understand that, we need to go back, way back to 2019. We've been together since 2008, real high school sweethearts. Growing up together, figuring life out as we went. Back then, life looked very different. Niels worked at an oil and gas company and I worked for the police. Long shifts, strange hours and a lot of time spent apart. But whenever we could, we traveled. We lived for those moments, new places, new cultures and new perspectives. Enjoying life, chasing freedom and always dreaming a little bigger. From the outside everything looked good. Busy lives, good jobs, full calendars. But somewhere along the way, we realized we were often passing each other instead of really being together. Still, we didn't know yet where that feeling would lead us. We just knew that something had to change. And this is where the story really begins. Back then we lived in the north of the Netherlands, a small village just below the dike called Huisduinen, with a lighthouse literally in our backyard. In 2020, everything changed. Traveling had always been a big part of our lives. We had already explored so much of the world, from South America to Africa, Indonesia, the United States, and many countries across Europe. Our trips usually follow the same pattern: warm places, sunshine and summer. But this time, we weren't chasing the sun. We headed north. Norway it was. And Norway changed everything. We fell in love instantly. With the silence, the nature, the mountains and the snow. Something clicked. Not just for me, but for us. Norway completely surprised us. It felt alive in a way we had never experienced it before. And the more time we spent here, the more we realized how much this place could change us. And without really realizing it at the time, that trip planted a seed. One that would slowly grow into a completely different life. So in 2021, we had a new goal: to explore Scandinavia. We started quietly dreaming of a different life. And for the first time, we dared to tell each other out loud that we could live anywhere, as long as we're together. Our first trip to Sweden was planned, in the summer of course. And while Norway had stolen our hearts before, this felt different. This felt like true love, a love for life. We knew we had to make a choice. We wanted more space, more calm, more time for each other and simply to enjoy the seasons as they change. Our first holiday in the southern of Sweden gave us a taste of that life. And even before we had seen much of the country, we just knew our home would be further north. We made a 5-year plan, thinking we had time. But then the housing market in the Netherlands suddenly exploded, and everything changed. We realized we didn't need to wait any longer. So we took the leap. We decided to move in 2022, to start a new chapter in the north of Sweden. And looking back, it was the scariest and most exciting decision we have ever made. But before we packed up everything and made the real move, we still had one last holiday in Sweden in 2022. 4 full weeks to explore as much of the country as we could. The mountains, the coast and the countryside. A whole month to get a real feel for life here. And to imagine what it might be like to actually live here. We used the time not to only enjoy ourselves, but also start laying the groundwork for our new life. Opening a bank account, figuring out the personal number system, testing where we might feel at home. And of course, just soaking in the quiet, nature, and the charm of this country. We went from the absolute silence of the countryside to the lively energy of the city and back again. Each place gives us a glimpse of what life could be. The calm, the chaos, the beauty of every season. In many ways, it felt like a dress rehearsal for our real move. But, as dress rehearsals tend to go, things didn't exactly go perfectly. We got a flat tire, I had a little tumble down the stairs, and somehow we lost some things. Little setbacks, but big laughs, and just enough chaos to remind us that life is unpredictable. But honestly, if the dress rehearsal could survive all of that, we knew the actual move couldn't possibly go worse. And still, even with the mishaps, we were more than determined than ever to take the leap. To leave the familiar behind and start a new chapter in the far north. That month taught us so much about patience, flexibility, and about each other. And by the end, we're not just planning to move, we were going. We packed up our entire life into a moving van and drove toward our new adventure. We had a rental house awaiting for us, about an hour outside of Umeå, by a lake. A 24-hour drive we will never forget. Only the essentials came with us. Memories, a few favorite things, and of course, some wine for obvious reasons. Surrounded by hugs, waves, and well wishes from our dear friends and family. Along with our cat Case in tow, we finally arrived and were welcomed by the Northern Lights, and we knew we had made the right choice. We were exactly where we're meant to be. Unfortunately, shortly after we arrived, Case fell ill, and he didn't get to enjoy much of our Swedish adventure. Suddenly, the last real piece of the Netherlands was gone, and now it was just the two of us navigating this new chapter.
Vlog.
Wij zijn onderweg naar de CrossFit. Dus eerst, dit wordt je eerste vlog. The first weeks were all about getting things in order, paperwork, importing the car, and adjusting to the fact that we couldn't use it right away. But there was also space to focus on ourselves again. Time to take care of our own well-being, get outside, exercise, have fun, and slowly settle into our new Swedish life. Way sooner than we expected, we found a gem. We bought our first property in Sweden. 2 beautiful houses, just an hour away from our rental home. 2 houses was of course way too much for the two of us. So we decided to turn the ground floor of the old children's home into a B&B. With zero experience, we jumped into this big adventure. Late night renovations, endless creative hours designing the interior, but most importantly, having the time to do it together. And just really try to make this house a home. A new place we really can call home. After that, we expanded our little family. We welcomed 2 rescued cats, added some chickens, and of course, our big bear Dirk joined us. And as the cherry on top, in the very first year of living in our new home, we became parents of our wonderful baby Logan. The first year had been a real, complete roller coaster. And in our second year living in Sweden, we finally had the chance to slow down, breathe, and truly enjoy being together as a family. Niels had plenty of paternity leave, which meant that for the first 5 months of Logan's life, it was just the three of us at home. A real bubble of our own. Those months really confirmed something deep inside us. We made the right choice, living here in the north, away from the noise and the rush of our old lives. We could focus entirely on Logan. We could watch him grow, explore the world, and experience every little milestone without distractions. We spent so much time together as a family. Simple things became extraordinary, feeding the birds, quiet walks in the snow, long breakfast, and just being present together. Little adventures, small discoveries, tiny moments that somehow felt monumental. And of course, we didn't just stay at home the whole time. We also traveled back to the Netherlands to introduce Logan to his family, letting him meet grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins for the very first time. Those reunions were magical, but coming back home, back to Sweden, felt even more special. Living here allowed us to truly slow down and appreciate our surroundings. For the first time, we could notice the subtle rhythms of the seasons. The northern lights became a nightly reminder of why we had chosen this life. Watching them dance across the sky, while holding Logan or sitting quietly together, made everything we had been through feel worthwhile. We could finally stand still and really see the world around us. The trees, the frozen lakes, the wildlife. Things that had gone unnoticed in our first hectic year now felt alive, vibrant, and utterly breathtaking. It was more than just a slower pace. It was a chance to be fully present, to nurture each other, to laugh, to play, and to reflect. Every day reinforced that we were exactly where we were meant to be, living a life that was intentional, grounded, and full of love. And of course, sometimes a little missteps happens along the way. And then slowly summer arrived. Our B&B was thriving and we spent as much time outside as possible. The days were long, the light seemed endless, and every moment was an opportunity to enjoy the beauty of our surroundings. We planted our second real vegetable garden, carefully tending to every row of fresh green herbs and vibrant vegetables. It wasn't just work, it was fun, it was life, and it was something we could share with our guests. And of course, we shared these moments with our family and friends whenever they visited. Barbecues, laughter, little adventures, and it felt like a celebration of everything we had built together. Niels was once again fortunate to have lots of time off, which meant we could spend endless hours outside. Adventures, hiking, swimming, exploring the lakes, the cities, or simply sitting around a fire watching Logan discover the world around him. And what a summer it was for Logan. He made big steps, not just learning and growing, but in his confidence. Every day he found something new. A flower to inspect, a bug to chase, a game with other children to play. We loved witnessing it all, and even the small chaotic moments, the tumbles, the spills, and the endless questions felt magical. Summer in Sweden gave us the perfect mix of work and joy, family and guests, stillness and adventure. Each day reminded us we had chosen this life, to live fully, to grow together, and to share our home with others, to simply enjoy the seasons as they change. By the end of the season, it wasn't just our B&B that was thriving. It was our family, our home, and our life, all flourishing underneath the endless Swedish skies. But then, something happened that we never could have expected. One evening, a fire broke out above the B&B, and it made the entire top apartment unlivable. The flames themselves weren't massive, but the smoke, the damage, the chaos, it all felt overwhelming. Thankfully, no one was hurt, and the B&B itself wasn't destroyed. There was only a little bit of damage. We were able to repair the B&B quickly and received incredible help getting the top apartment back in order. And strangely enough, it sparked a conversation between us. Something we hadn't dared to say before. We realized how much we loved living here, how blessed we were to have this space, this land, this home. But deep down, we admitted, if we could do it all over again, we would have chosen to live by the water, with a clear view to the north. We started imagining it, how it would feel to wake up to the light reflecting off the water, to watch the northern lights scratch across the sky, and to have even more space to breathe. And then, one evening, as I was scrolling online, something appeared out of nowhere. Less than 15 minutes from our current home, exactly what we have been imagining seemed to exist. Our next opportunity. The moment we saw it, we knew this place was special. The surroundings were breathtaking, quiet, peaceful, and filled with a kind of light that makes you pause and just take it all in. The community we lived in was welcoming, warm, and friendly. Exactly the kind and environment we had hoped to find. We quickly realized that this was a place we didn't want to leave. And now, suddenly, there it was. A property by the water, a clear view to the north, and again, 2 houses. Everything we had imagined seemed to be right in front of us. Almost as if it had been waiting for us all along. It felt surreal, too good to be true, yet undeniably real. We walked around the property, exploring the land, imagining where we could create a garden, a space for our animals, little corners to enjoy the long summer days. For the first time, we could truly imagine the life we have been dreaming of, the life that combined everything we loved about our first home with everything we had secretly wished for. Space, nature, light, and the northern lights right outside our windows. Standing there looking at the water, the trees, and the wide opening skies, we knew we had found our next chapter. And as overwhelming as the first year had been, this felt like the perfect continuation of our journey. As you can see, we immediately jumped back into renovations. Our new home needed some work. New floors, walls, ceilings, everything to make it truly livable and comfortable. It was a project, but one we approached with excitement and a sense of purpose, knowing that every nail, every brushstroke was shaping our future. And once the major work was done, we finally took a well-deserved break. We traveled back to the Netherlands and then to France, taking time to relax, recharge, and enjoy some precious moments together before diving back into the life at our new home. Back home, we dived straight into farm life again. We put eggs in an incubator, carefully tending to them as they hatch and grew. At the same time, we jumped right into the vegetable garden season, planting, watering and watching everything start to flourish. Zo, even een rondje moestuin. Want het staat er zo mooi bij. Het is allemaal een beetje laat dit jaar, maar we zijn er wel erg trots op. Kijk, hier hebben we bonen.
Eigenlijk langs de hele rij. En hiervoor staat boerenkool. Hier staat ook boerenkool. En dan hebben we nog wat bietjes bijgezaaid, omdat niet alle boerenkool het heeft overleefd. Nou, hier eigenlijk hetzelfde. Allemaal bonen. En hier ook boerenkool, boerenkool, boerenkool. En hier staan nog wat courgettes die eindelijk beginnen te groeien. En hier hebben we ook nog een bak met courgettes staan. En dan hebben we hier de aardbeien. Ook maar gelijk in net gezet, omdat de eerste aardbei natuurlijk al was opgevreten. Dat worden echt heel veel lekkere aardbeien dit jaar. En dan hebben we hier de wortels. En sla dat opkomt en nog een paar verdwaalde boontjes die we nog over moeten zetten. En dan hebben we dus ook wat struikjes geplant. Dit is dus een braam. Dit zijn allemaal frambozen. Daar is ook nog een braam. Nou, dat is de rabarber. Die het wat zwaar heeft met het warme weer. En dit zijn ook nog die bramen die we van mijn tante en mijn liefste nichtje hebben gekregen. En daar in de verte, daar staat nog een peer en een appel.
And then the firewood arrived. 9 cubic meters of wood that needed to be stacked. It was a lot of work, but somehow it felt really satisfying. And a little fun, knowing that this would keep us warm all winter long.
Geen streep, hè?
And then came the truly exciting part. Starting the renovations of the B&B. With help from family, we got to work on transforming the space and learning as we went. And, of course, enjoying the process together. Meanwhile, this summer was simply beautiful. Warm, sunny days. New chicks peeping around in the garden.
Wie zit te pikken? De camera gaat eraan.
And plenty of time to enjoy the outdoors. Especially now that we live by the water. Slowly we began to settle into our new home. Every corner, every pet, every view was becoming ours. And Logan? He couldn't be happier. Running through the grass, exploring the garden, discovering the lake, and enjoying this wide open space. It truly feels like his paradise. Seeing him so joyful reminded us every day that this life we had chosen, this home we had built, was exactly where he was meant to be.
Paddenstoel? Zijn allemaal kapot. Kijk eens.
Wat is dat?
Wat is dat?
Paddenstoel, hè?
Paddenstoel.
Heb je ze allemaal kapot gemaakt?
Ja.
While summer quietly came to an end and the harvest season was just around the corner, we got to enjoy the beautiful autumn and time together. We spent morning watching the mist rise up the lake, afternoons wandering through the garden, and evenings curled up by the fire enjoying the calm before the new season ahead. Slowly we realized that everyone had settled in. Even the chicks had fully embraced their new home, happily pecking around, exploring every nook, and bringing endless smiles into our days. Meanwhile, we stayed busy with the renovations of the B&B, making sure everything was ready for guests and comfortable for ourselves. At the same time, we tackled some long overdue clearing on our property. There were still 5 old cars, nearly taken over by nature, that had been sitting there for years. Finally, we managed to remove them, open up space and letting the property breathe again. It felt good to see things slowly come together. The B&B shaping up, the garden thriving, animals happy, and our home finally feeling like it had fully settled into the rhythm of life here. And no, the B&B wasn't fully finished yet, but you could really see how far we had come. Almost ready to welcome our first guests. It was just the finishing touches, the little details. Every corner and every room was starting to feel warm, inviting, and truly like a home away from home. Even in the unfinished moments, you could feel the heart of the place, a space made with love, creativity, and care, ready to be shared with others soon. And then, suddenly, space began to open up again. Space to create, to explore, and to share. We decided to start making videos again, because a place like this can go unseen. We wanted to share our daily life, the little joys and the big moments. Everything from watching the northern lights dance across the sky, to grilling sausages in the grill hut. Even everyday chores, stacking firewood, cleaning the hen house, tending to the animals. Just mornings with Logan, exploring the garden or running after the chickens. And then there's the magic of the season changing. Winter bringing snow and ice, summer bringing endless light and warmth. And yes, there are challenges too. Predators on our property, extreme cold, repairs that need fixing, long days of work. But these are the things that make the good days even sweeter. We capture these moments in our videos because they are real, they are raw, and they show what life is really like here. Like when I had to deal with an autoimmune condition and finally underwent surgery. We shared the journey with you, how we faced it together, how Logan was there and how Neil supported both of us. Or the small everyday celebrations, enjoying a sunny afternoon by the water, or just watching Logan discover something new. These are the moments that define us. This is us, Niels and Nicole, two high school sweethearts who decided to follow their dreams. And yet, we have so many more, still waiting to be explored. We are thrilled to take you along on our adventure in the north of Sweden, sharing the highs and the lows, the beautiful moments and the lessons we learn along the way. We are incredibly grateful for all your reactions, messages, and support. It really means the world to us. Our hope is to inspire anyone who might need that little push to chase their own dreams. And above all, to remind everyone to enjoy life as it comes. To take time for people you love, to notice the beauty around you and to embrace the ordinary and the extraordinary alike. Because in the end, life is far too short not to savor every moment. And we are so glad to be able to share ours with you. And so, with every video, every post, and every little story, we continue building our life here, one day at a time, full of love, laughter, little surprises, and just a touch of adventure.